What's up, bitches? This is Silent Rob. And I've been on YouTube for quite a while. When I first started making these videos, I didn't think I was going to be doing this shit for this long. I remember making those Chad Warden parodies. It seemed like fucking yesterday. And, a lot of people either get my sense of humor or they want me dead, painfully. And it's always been that way, even in school. I would get people laughing so hard they about piss themselves. And meanwhile, I'd get people wanting to beat my fucking ass at the exact same time. And that's just the way it is, okay? And I take that in stride. And when I made those Chad Warden videos, I didn't expect anything out of it. And it kind of went from there. And I'm still here 13 years later. And in order to do that, in order to do what I do on a daily basis, I'm going to be making some enemies along the way. I've poked a lot of wasp nests in my fucking time, and some have been worse than others. And what this video is going to be is where I'm going to be talking about the 5 worst fan bases and groups that I've dealt with on here in my last 13 years of making videos. And they're going to get progressively worse as we go towards the top. And, I try to be fair in this listing. It's basically a tard scale. Okay, what level of tard are you on? And we get to the very top, which is the king of the crybaby bitches, and I'm sure you guys know exactly what group I'm going to be talking about. But we'll start off on the low tier, okay, the low tier tards, and we'll start off with the number 5, which is resellers and scalpers. Now, here a few years ago, I had one of my most popular videos that I've made. Every now and then, I'll bust out a masterpiece here and there. You know what I mean? Skeet, 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 all over your faces, and that's what I did with my retro wake up call video. Quite possibly one of the best videos I've done on here. Not even tooting my own horn on that one. I don't even know what got into me on that shit. It was pretty fucking fantastic. And when you make a video like that, calling out the shenanigans and goings-ons in the retro reseller community, you're going to make, quite a few enemies. People that were on my Facebook that were supposedly my homies that just happened to be resellers on the side. Okay, I'm still pulling... There's a knife right there. There's a knife right there. Pulling them out all fucking day long. Mofos just disappeared off the map after I made that shit. Okay, because... people getting pretty mad about things that I'm saying must be a little bit of truth involved in that shit. And those that haven't seen that video, I recommend you go back and see it. I talk about how the retro game collecting is no longer fun. It's not what it used to be, and it's not. It's not. These YouTubers that put these games up on a pedestal have ruined it for everybody else. There is correlation for sure of these retro game collectors, people like GameSack and Metal Jesus and shit that put these fucking games on a pedestal, and motherfuckers see this shit, think they have gold, and put it up on eBay for exorbitant amount of money that nobody can ever afford. And when you call these bullshit motherfuckers out, I guess I'll add resellers, scalpers, and classic YouTube channels on here as well, because I've dealt with a few of them. When you call these people out, they don't have anything to say in retaliation. They just, resort to name calling and a bunch of nonsense, but not as hostile as some of the other people that are on this list. Which brings us to number 4, which is bronies. Now, I feel that's a pretty good spot for bronies. I made my brony videos back in the day, and have been pretty popular over the years. I still get comments pretty much every single day on my brony tiers video. And bronies need mental help or whatever I called it, I still get fucking comments about it, okay? There's motherfuckers that are arguing with themselves. I'm convinced that some of the accounts are just multiple accounts and they're just arguing with themselves because they're that fucking insane. There's epic arguments on there, on that fucking video that are like 4,000 comments thick, dude. Like, it's some of the funniest shit. I might just make a video one day just going through the comments on those videos. I think there's like over 1,000 comments, 2,000 comments on those videos now of just absolute absolute okay, that's all you fucking hear is just okay, every time you turn that video on, you go to the comments, that's all you're fucking seeing is motherfuckers going nuts. Okay, I got fucking slammed by that shit. Because, when bronies were a big thing back in the day, you didn't see too many people calling this shit out. And I felt like I was in the fucking Twilight Zone. I'm like, is this real life? okay? We went from, as a society, we went from men being men, beef jerky eating, hairy chest motherfuckers, to prancing around, dressing up like women and watching cartoon ponies and jerking off to them in like 2.2 seconds. Like, literally, I had something in my eye and I got it out, and then and that's what I'm looking at after that. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? What the fuck? I looked away for a second, everybody's dicks dropped off. I'm not sure what happened there. But, you know, a lot of their hostility was trying to convince me that I'm wrong. You know, that what I'm saying is nonsense. And if I would just watch these rainbow-colored cartoon winged flying ponies, that I would somehow get into it. Okay, I feel sick even talking about it right now, let alone sitting here watching that shit. Okay, I don't give a fuck. How many goddamn movie references are in your cartoon pony show? Okay? Motherfucker, I got titties to suck. I got fucking girls' buttholes to destroy. I ain't got time to be watching no cartoon ponies. Because let me ask you guys a fucking question, okay? How much pussy have you guys gotten telling these girls that you like My Little Pony, okay? As soon as you fucking say you watch My Little Pony, they've already called the cops, okay? They're already 1 foot out your fucking door. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, dude? You become that dude who watches My Little Pony. Yeah, you might have some friends that are girls, but you ain't got no girlfriends watching My Little fucking Pony, alright? And luckily, I feel like the time for that has passed, and maybe motherfuckers' dicks are starting to grow back, okay? I'm not sure if they can, but I hope they can for you guys' sake. So, you know, the hostility of the bronies, and I do have some fans that are bronies and understood where I was coming from. I feel like the group is more mentally ill than anything, you know what I mean? Not necessarily hostile, but still not a group that was really very fun to deal with. Which leads us into number 3, which is Sonic fans. Now, you want to talk about some mental illness here? This is where the shit really starts to run deep. This is where it starts to get a little bit fucking scary. This is where you get your cloud ocelots, and you get the stalker motherfuckers. Okay, the motherfuckers that are in your closet. Okay, they're hiding in the bathroom when you're taking a shit. You know, those motherfuckers. I don't know what it is about the character of Sonic the Hedgehog that just brings out the tism like fucking like a magnet that just sucks in the tism. You know what I mean? A magnet, a tism magnet. You know, like it's brutal. It's brutal with the Sonic, and I don't know what it is about that character. You know, there's a lot of furry type characters, and you know, lots of video game mascots and stuff like that. Spyro, for instance, that just does not bring out the retardation that Sonic does. And motherfuckers get hostile with the Sonic shit. I've had people in the comments of some of my Sonic bashing videos saying, I'm going to flag this, and blah, blah. It just gets motherfuckers on the edge of fucking going crazy when you talk shit about Sonic. I don't know what it is. And I feel like the Sonic fan base in particular was a big part of, you know, like Sonic sucking even back then. Like there's a game or two back in the day, even before Sonic Mania came out, that was pretty good. Sonic Generations, for instance. But the Sonic fan base in general was just a blight on it, okay? Because you can't just, it seems like people can't just, you know, casually like Sonic, okay? They have to buy Sonic plushies, put holes in them, and fuck them, okay? They can't just be normal Sonic fans, okay? They have to buy Sonic dildos and jam them motherfuckers in their throats. And it's just not normal. I don't know what it is. And it's weird to me because a lot of the Sonic fans that I came up with against and talked to, and how they were trying to convince me I was wrong about Sonic and stuff, they're younger. So, you know, they didn't really grow up with this, so with Sonic in the way that I did, where they actually had good games and, you know, actually competed with Mario in that way. No, they grew up with, you know, Sonic Forces and Sonic 06 and shit like this. So it's always been intriguing to me how people can be hardcore fans of dog shit, okay? I guess motherfuckers like the Twilight movies and shit like that, too, and hardcore fans of that, so, you know, some motherfuckers are big fans of getting fucked in the ass, too, so, I mean, you never know. You never know what you're gonna deal with. But, you know, they get pretty hostile, Sonic fans. Number 2, however, now we're getting into the realism nukes, is Shenmue fans. Now, this one caught me off guard. I did not see this coming at all. When I made those videos not too long ago, ripping on Shenmue 3 and how shitty it is, factually shitty, I did not expect, the avalanche of fucking nonsense, the avalanche of nonsense that I got directed towards me with that shit. And Shenmue's another thing that I don't get what it is, you know what I mean? Because those that are my age that grew up and can remember that shit can remember Shenmue coming out, and nobody talked about this game. This wasn't like a hardcore, awesome fucking game that everybody fucking, loves, that, it's a real it was always a niche title. It was even when it came out, it got mixed reviews. Some people loved it, some people hated it. And I was in the camp that loved it back in the day. And it wasn't until the remasters of Shenmue 1 and 2 came out that I realized that I was wrong. And, I feel like it's hard for some motherfuckers to admit they were wrong, and I was a wrong motherfucker, dude. Those games are bad. Like whatever nostalgia goggles you have and whatever you guys want to convince yourselves that you like them, you can like them. But as video games, as an entertainment product that sets out to do a certain thing, it fails in so many areas that it can't really be considered any kind of masterpiece at all. And then Shenmue 3 comes out, and it's, I would say, worse than those games. It's worse than 20-year-old games in a lot of ways, which is mind-blowing to fucking think about. And, I talked about Shenmue, and just craziness came my way with people fucking trying to defend this fucking game. Because they knew, and I think with the Shenmue fans, I pity them more than anything, because they know it's bad, and they know that they've been waiting. See, this is the thing with Shenmue, is that you guys have been waiting so long for the next title, and then the next title's fucking god-awful garbage, that, I almost feel bad for you guys, you know what I mean? You got to go through this crowdfunding. You got to go through the waiting period that is even longer than Duke Nukem Forever, pretty much, for this fucking PS2 launch title looking motherfucking game that came out. Is bad. It's bad. And a lot of hostility directed towards my way on that one, which really surprised me. I didn't expect that. I wouldn't even expect, if I was to tell you, when I made that Shenmue video, what was going to be on this list, I never would have even thought they'd be on there, let alone at number 2. And what a game to get, attached to. And I was talking about this in a previous stream, people, it's like a cult with Shenmue fans. Armake even made a video not too long ago. He doesn't really make videos too often, but he made a video when that trailer came out of him watching it and crying. Okay, like he was on there in tears watching this trailer, okay? Look, I'm sure you like Shenmue, okay? But this isn't like you're seeing your firstborn child be delivered right in front of your eyes, okay? It's not worth a single fucking tear. And I was interested, this is before I replayed the game, so I was interested. Here's my reaction. Here's Armake's reaction to Shenmue 3. Woo! Okay, here's mine. Shenmue 3? Alright, I'll play it. You know what I mean? So it's like different worlds to me. It really is. But it's bad, and the fan base is bad. And it makes me not want to even try again. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll, in certain fan bases, maybe I'm wrong about a game or something, and I'll go back and re-experience it. Dragon Quest fans, if I made a top 5 of the best fan bases, I would say Dragon Quest fans are some of the best. And they helped me really, see what was great about these games. And I went back and revisited them. Because you guys remember in my early videos, I fucking hated them. And now I probably like Dragon Quest even more than Final Fantasy. So it just goes to show you what a fan base can do to, help people actually experience their games. And Shenmue fan base is way too fucking hostile. Okay, for this goddamn throwing rocks in a bucket simulator. Fucking, oh, it's a tennis racket. Oh, it's a tennis racket. Oh, it's another motherfucking tennis racket, okay? the fuck out of here with this shit. So, number one, with a bullet, absolute worst crybabies, bitches, absolute self-obsessed, insane fan base of people that I've ever had to deal with on here in my 13 years of making videos on here is the PC Master Race. I have never dealt with such man-children in my entire life. It is absolutely insane to think that you're on a level that's worse than Chris Chan. That's worse than bronies. Dudes that dress up like rainbow fucking ponies and fuck plushies, okay? Y'all are worse than them. Okay? You are so insane with what you guys, you're so fucking obsessed with a singular obsession of like trying to be the best, of, trying to best everybody else, that you lose sight of how flawed your platform of choice is on a multitude of ways. You want to talk down to everybody that you see as beneath you, okay? Just because they're not running 120 frames a second, 4K and shit. People that don't care about that shit. People that just want to play games and have fun. You talk down to them as if you were better than them in any conceivable way. Yet, you sit there and beg for ports of the exact same games that we're playing right now on console. Maybe not at 60 frames a second, but we're still playing them. And you sit there and you beg for these games, and you get these ports, and you finally get these ports, and they're fucking jacked up messes almost every single time. And you sit there and you bitch and complain about the hands that you're dealt with de novo DRM, de novo anti-cheat systems, everything that's pumped into your fucking games. And you cry and whine about it every single time. But yet, every single time a game comes out from these same developers that hand you shit sandwiches to eat on a daily basis, you buy that shit. You love that shit, dude. You lick your fingers clean. Because this is already the horse you guys have betted on. Okay? You've already dumped all your chips into this. Into the fan base, into the groups, into the forums and everything else. That if you was to actually buy a console and play on console at this point, you'd look like some kind of traitor. Like you're turning your back on your brethren, okay? Your fucking stinky neckbeard brethren, okay? Let me tell you guys something. Nobody cares, okay? Nobody cares about this 2000 era PC Master Race shit anymore, okay? The lines are so blurred and so minute on the gains that you get from playing on some kind of crazy gaming rig at this point than just playing on a console, a PS4 Pro, for instance, that nobody cares. It's the same thing as like playing on an emulator rather than playing on the actual fucking hardware and game systems that I've talked about before. That you really got to know what you're looking for the normal person to even give a rat's ass, okay? But it's what kills me about it is how they act when you criticize them in any way for their fucking embarrassing behavior. When you call them out on it, somehow you're the bad guy. You're the one that's the asshole. Not this person that goes around review bombing video games for not getting their way, okay? For games that they're going to probably steal anyways at a certain point. That really doesn't mean anything to them. Okay, don't give me this. Oh, well, it does this to my computer. Nobody wants your personal information. Nobody wants to get in your computer. Fuck you, dude. Nobody cares. Fucking kidding me? These people, it's insane. Like, they want to act like they're better than everybody else. For what reason? For what? Because you spent a little bit more money to play a game, you know what I mean? Like, and now you have the best system to play on for the next 6 months until inevitably something else better comes out. Wouldn't you just rather just play a game? What happened to just enjoying games? I used to be in, I used to be in a PCs. I've had PCs ever since 1995. I've had a PC every single year. Okay. I've started out with Windows 95. After that, I had a Windows ME. After that, I had a Windows XP. I've had Windows 7. I skipped Windows 8. Now I have a Windows 10. And I had a Macintosh to start out with. I've had it. I have a really good PC right now. I choose to play console. Okay, I choose to be this peasant that you guys speak of. And I'll tell you why that is. Okay? Because I don't like the community. Y'all are dicks. Okay? A lot of you guys, I'm not saying all you guys, because I do know a few cool PC people, but the main people representing your community push people like me away to where we don't want to be anywhere near you guys. Okay? Why would you want to be part of a community that talks down to you all the time? Okay? That doesn't help you at all to try to figure things out. When you have a problem, they just talk down to you like you're a piece of shit, like you don't know anything. I know plenty about stuff. I went to tech school for 2 years for electronics engineering, graduated with A's and B's. I used to build robots. Okay? I know plenty about computers. I don't need people to talk to me, okay, trying to show me like how to turn a fucking computer on. Oh, did you unplug it and plug it back in? No. Okay? I don't want to go through a lot of the hassle that involves PC games. And every single time I explain that, that I just want to put a game in and play it. People tell me about how easy PC is now to do and how it's not like that anymore. But then yet every other day there's some fucking catastrophic thing that they're having convulsions about with some game not working right, DRM or some other bullshit. Okay? It's still around, it's just evolved. It's like a fucking neck-bearded Pokemon. So, I asked PC Master Race fools this simple thing. Is this really what you guys want? To have this elitist group that a lot of people just can't even fucking stand to be around, and you guys can just all circle jerk each other, with your graphic card specs, or do you want people like me to get into PC? Because I'll tell you right now, if you guys were a little bit fucking nicer and weren't assholes, I might not be having this. You might not even be on this list at all, and I might have 3 or 4 times the PC streams than I have, but I don't. And I've explained why, bitches. So hopefully this clears up some things as to worst fan bases I've ever dealt with. Like I said, some of the best fan bases, Dragon Quest fan base has been one of them. Some of the retro gamers online, like people my age that grew up with like 90s. I would almost say 90s gamers have been some of the coolest people I can really relate to those people. But that's a different list for another time, bitches. But I just wanted to make this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Silent Rob, out, bitches.